Hello everyone, these are the news at 8 and more to Brexit. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson struggled to keep his Brexit plans on track, and he accused lawmakers of thwarting democracy by blocking his call for a new election. Johnson remained determined to secure an election after lawmakers rejected his attempt to trigger a snap poll and moved to stop him taking the UK out of the European Union next month without a divorce deal. It's uncertain whether it will pass, with opposition parties divided over whether to agree to an election now. On another note, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is pinning for a general election in his attempt to make sure the country leaves the European Union next month. But whenever the election comes, he knows that he cannot take his constituency for granted. He's taken a tough stance on those from his own Conservative Party who voted with the opposition in a bill designed to make sure that Britain doesn't leave the EU without a deal. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's bad week got even worse when younger brother Joe Johnson walked away from his government post over their differing stances on Brexit. It was clearly a difficult decision for Joe Johnson, who had returned to government as an education minister when his big brother replaced Theresa May as Prime Minister in July. His pro-European credentials stood at odds with those of his brothers who became Prime Minister on a pledge to leave the EU by the October 31st Brexit deadline. Joe Johnson also said he will step down from Parliament rather than compete at the next election. Well, that's all from me. I'm Mena Ruben. Anytime, anywhere.